Well, the wait is officially over. We know what CM Punk's favor is. KO's out of WrestleMania. And Rey Fenix finally debuts in the WWE. So like and subscribe and let's jump into tonight's SmackDown. I am 8-Bit Mike coming off of SmackDown. Finally, we have found out what CM Punk's favor is. Not gonna lie, a little surprised. Not surprised as what it was. I thought it was gonna have something to do with Heyman, but I just had a weird feeling after last week that maybe there was gonna be some sort of swerve or something. But putting Paul in CM Punk's corner, I like the little story they had to go along with it. That adds a little element to it. Could be really interesting when we start thinking about even past WrestleMania, because there's so much you could do with this now to create friction and a feud coming right out of this match. And my thoughts immediately go to... it's hard for me to pick who's going to win this match with this one. Like, everything in me is saying CM Punk comes out on top here. And then you have the beef between potentially Heyman and Roman where, you know, Roman won't take him back or something like that. And it leads to more feuds between maybe CM Punk and Reigns to get us to to get us to SummerSlam. I don't know. It could be really interesting. I think there's so many different little stories you could tell in here now. And this one little change had me, from the time I finished SmackDown tonight to the time that I got into the studio, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, like, at first I'm like, well, okay, CM Punk's going to win. And I'm like, well, there's even an angle in a story you could tell if Roman wins, right? Because then it becomes very like, why would I take you back? I don't need you. I'm winning without you. I'm not taking you back, wise man. You chose him. You chose CM Punk's corner. Or, you even could have the situation where, due to Paul Heyman and this situation between the two of them, Seth Rollins somehow wins, right? Because then you could build and do maybe Seth Rollins versus either Jay or Gunther, whoever's the belt at that point. Put the belt on Rollins heading into SummerSlam, and then it's interesting because him versus Roman for the title could be really interesting at SummerSlam. And maybe if you have him beefing and feuding with Punk leading into this, and then all of a sudden you have Punk taking on John Cena or Cody, and you could have Roman taking on Seth Rollins for the belt, which would be interesting because now you have two title matches. Could be a really big card. But yeah, there was a lot there, man. I like the way this story keeps progressing. I really thought there'd be some sort of swerve on this one. I really did. And so it's not that I'm disappointed. I just kind of thought, oh man, they're going to throw something at us. It's got to be a bigger favor than just Paul Heyman in the corner, right? But based on the stories you can create off it, it's kind of fun. It's definitely, I'll say my favorite quote, I guess. Let Papa H cook on this one, right? Let's see what comes out of it. I think it's going to be the important part, but it's interesting. The next couple weeks will be interesting because of it. So cool to see Paul Heyman sitting there real scared. It really gave me flashbacks of not too long ago when he was in the garden with Solo Sikoa. And so it's interesting to kind of see that and how that's playing out again for Paul, which is why I think, this could be his exit from Roman altogether, because it's just too much, man. He can't get hurt again. So overall, really cool segment. They ended it, SmackDown, with this segment. Obviously, definitely the way to go. So prior to that, though, we had kind of some sad news, and love them, hate them. Most people love them. KO, man. KO's going to be out of WrestleMania, which is just so disappointing. I was really looking forward to the Randy Orton KO match at WrestleMania, but obviously, like, KO has a legitimate neck injury. So only wishing him the best and hoping that we get KO back in the ring at some point. what an amazing career. Disappointing we don't get to finish this piece of the story, but KO is definitely a fighter, and he'll get back in the ring. But Randy coming out, when Randy started coming out, I was like, oh man, are they gonna do the punt, and that's gonna be the whole story of like, wow, you're a monster or whatever. I'm like, but if he's really hurt, they had the little bit of respect, the stare down, walk off, and Nick Aldis trying to let Randy know he's not going to have a match, catches an RKO for his trouble. I mean, I love it. So now we're in this spot, though. We're figuring out who is going to be Randy's opponent at WrestleMania. Where do they fit Randy in? You got a couple of options out there. I think you can make something happen. It's hard for me to think Randy Orton's not going to be on WrestleMania. So I don't know. I mean, you could pull Sami Zayn in. That's a name that just pops up as somebody who can come in and give you a great match at WrestleMania, who potentially could do some work. Been a lot of releases recently from AEW World, so a couple folks signed with the WWE. Do you pull the trigger there and put one of them in there? I don't know. Could be interesting. There's a lot of talk of potentially Aleister Black. There's a lot of talk of maybe the Wyatt Six having something to do, and you could kind of spark that feud back up and do something there. But I just don't know, and it's terrible timing because there's just not a lot of time between right now and WrestleMania and thinking through who's already in feuds and what makes sense. Man, it's hard for me to think that we're going to throw something together real quick. I thought maybe if Strowman had won tonight, I was thinking maybe Fatu, and you could do Jacob versus Randy. That could be interesting. I think there's always a chance to potentially do Solo and Randy. I mean, you can find any number of ways because Randy's going to have a great match with whoever he faces. I'm sure it'll be good. I just don't think it's going to have the build that the KO stuff had. And it's so unfortunate to see KO get hurt, man. He was cooking and doing some really good stuff, and disappointing, but tough loss for sure. And I only wish him the best and hope everything works out for him. So we can go ahead and talk as well about the last man standing match between Jacob, Fatu, and Strowman. I gotta tell you, man, I love watching these two take each other on. They've had a couple of matches recently, and I've thoroughly enjoyed every single one of them. Jacob is just, God, I love watching this guy wrestle. He just gets it. Like, he's so athletic for his size and what he's able to do, and he just brings this crazy element and all the shaking and all the wild stuff that he does, man. I really like what he's put together. And this beef with Strowman is so great because it's just two big guys like going at it. And Jacob's really, compared to Strowman, not that big, but just two monsters like just kind of tearing each other down. And this match was no different. A lot of really good spots throughout the whole match I really enjoyed. I thought Strowman actually looked really good in this match. Like, he was moving really well. And then they did, some of the work on the outside of it. Fatu, like right when the match started, hitting the two moonsaults was wild too. And I don't know, overall it's a really fun match. The chair spot on the outside. It was cool, man. And then they did the whole spot too with the, Strowman suplexing them through the tables and everything. Like, I really enjoyed the match. I thought at the finish, I thought they would do something a little bit bigger for the finish. I thought maybe Fatu hits the moonsault through a table or something like that, or something a little bit bigger, but hitting the hip right through the table, and then Strowman not able to make the count. It's fine. I thought the match was good. I don't know. I think Jacob versus LA Knight is kind of interesting. They're gonna have a good match. I think Fatu's gonna pull it out though. I don't know. It's hard for me to see LA Knight beating him, especially with, you're gonna have Solo in his corner, and Well, actually, hopefully for Jacob, Solo's not in the corner, because every time Solo's down there in that corner, Jacob Fatu loses. So I'm almost curious if he says, hey, you don't come out no matter what. Maybe that leads to some more beef between the two of them, more issues. Now, maybe Solo does come out at WrestleMania in that match, costs him the match, and that creates the feud between Fatu and Solo. I don't know, but overall, I thought this was a really good match. I'm probably going to rewatch it again. I really enjoyed it that much. So good match overall. I want to touch base on two other things real quick. Just, man, Naomi is awesome as a heel. I am loving this unhinged Naomi. They did the little vignette of her the previous week, and I thought it was pretty cool. I was like, oh, I kind of like this angle with this character. And then tonight, when she gets jumped by Jade, gets in there, still has her match with B-Fab, wins the match, and as she's leaving, I thought this was so great. And the match with Jade's getting announced after the little, Jade came back out, hit her with the kick, right? Took her down, beat her up a bit. Now they're saying, hey, guess what? You guys are going to go at WrestleMania. And the laughter from Naomi, I was like, I love it. I love it so much, man. Like, those are the kind of characters I can really get into. And I didn't know what to expect from this Naomi heel turn, and I'm really enjoying it. So, I expect more good things from her, and I think this match between her and Jade will be good. It's definitely has the story to go with the attack and everything. I keep feeling like there's more to this story, and I know we're gonna get it unveiled to us, and it's gonna be great. I'm really interested to see where it goes. Every time I watch it, I'm like, God, I think there's another layer to this that I'm not thinking about or I'm missing, and I can't wait for them to tell us. And then last but not least, Rey Fenix finally shows up and has a match. A really killer intro as well. Got a big intro just like Penta. So love to see it. Love to see them treating him like a star. He takes on Nathan Frazier from NXT. I thought this was a good match. Actually, I was shocked because when I saw who he was facing, I was like, that's actually probably a good opponent for him, because they can both do, there's a lot that can be done there. They could play off each other and work well together. And the match was really good. A lot of really cool moves. There's I really enjoy, I obviously knew what Rey Fenix was going to bring to the WWE. I was curious as to how much of it they were going to let him do, but man, he's real fluid, the way he can flip off the ropes and everything. I think this is super exciting, and I can't wait to see what else he does. So SmackDown tonight overall, pretty good show. There were some other matches in there, but not a whole lot to really talk through, a couple of development things. But those were the big things I wanted to cover. I really, really, really am enjoying the build here to WrestleMania and the road to WrestleMania. And I'm excited to see where we end up. So appreciate everyone who is listening, and thank you for everyone who has subscribed. So I guess until next week when I see you at the next SmackDown, like and subscribe. I'm 8-Bit Mike.